Check, check. Okay, let's roll with that. Let's jump in the Discord. If Discord will work. All right, we're in. Okay, I think we're ready to get started. So, when we last left off, I believe I had done everything I wanted to already in the stores and whatnot. I'm just gonna check to make sure that's true. Okay, I think it was. So let's... Yeah, so we literally just had this one door left to go. And I'm pretty sure we're done with... whatchamacallit, not like every boss in the game, but we're done with the like in the dungeons ones. Everything else is going to be like story stuff from here on out. Sorry, just checking one thing. Even though we're basically done with fights, I'm gonna do random encounters where I stand to benefit.
It has multiple weaknesses.
So weak to pierce and weak to ice. Do we need Thor for anything at this point? We do not. In that case, I think the move here is switch to Odin, try to get as much experience on him as I can.
Firing! The enemy is down. Now's your chance.
Oh wait, Ordeal mode, knockdown, knockdown. Always gotta remember to reset after boss fights.
I'm still thinking. I'm giving it my all.
900 damage. pretty good. Money's decent. We might need to... I don't know what the like equipment upgrade situation is going to be like once we get done with this kind of main dungeon segment. So money might not be bad to keep picking up. By the way, I hope everyone's weeks are going well. I hope holidays are going well. If you're like me and you've probably been putting off your shopping too long, I wish you luck in getting that done. Ooh, luxury coin.
There's only one.
There we go.
Did you see that?
2 luxury coins we have now. That's good money. I hope that's good money. We'll see. Actually, because sometimes these rare enemies seem to kind of, I don't know, like outpace is the right word. Like the money we get from them doesn't actually buy as much as we would like them to, like for how rare they are. Okay, we're gonna just have to fight this thing, aren't we? Okay, 2 tables and a sigil thing. The sigil is weak to fire. These things are weak to something else.
Understood. You won't escape. Mono a mono.
Junpei finally got Agidine.
All right. It has multiple weaknesses. Limiters released.
Did I see Slash and Wind there? I did.
There's an opening. Metis defeated an enemy. I couldn't finish it off. The enemy. Firing.
I also just realized we didn't get the advantage there, so they are just that slow.
Enemy left.
Good job.
Dude, I gotta pull it together. My skills have increased.
Okay, let's let party members catch up. We're probably gonna have to fight that thing. So it turned out there wasn't even a path there, but at least
There are 5 enemies. It has multiple weaknesses.
slash and strike, but not pierce.
Understood.
And we don't have an all-target attack on Odin. Oh, they
One
dodge.
hell of a fall.
That... It's not bad, but it's not great.
All right.
So far, so good. Don't want to jinx anything.
Not bad. Keep swinging. Going into
Please knock down the one that's standing up. Nope. Okay. Let's just try to hurt the one that's there. Interesting, Metis got bumped up in the turn order somehow.
Sorry to keep you waiting.
The enemies return to normal.
Hold on.
The enemy!
Sorry, gotta... Okay.
Firing!
That was one hell of a
Metis defeated an enemy.
Go for it!
Metis defeated another enemy. Cooldown begun.
Ah, right. Turn order gets messed up.
Here's a chance. Let's get him.
That's actually probably why, now that I think about it, the developers didn't have the AI go for like knockdown kind of tactics while in Orgia mode, because if I think about it, like there are a lot of situations where if Metis did like a single target knockdown attack on every enemy in the group, she would like lose her ability in 1 or 2 turns. Which would make it like not bad, but not as good. So I don't think there's going to be a way past this thing without fighting it.
There are 2 of them. Attack!
Okay.
It has no
Dark and light.
against Garu skills. 2 more enemies to go. Understood. Firing!
I couldn't finish it off.
Orgia mode is go.
So Metis. Okay, good.
My will is the source of my power.
Go for it!
One enemy
One
to go.
down.
Last one!
Firing!
And it wasted its turn. We like to see it. There we go. What's that treasure? It's just a regular treasure chest. I'm gonna go for it. Sweet. I may come to like regret not fighting, but everybody regroup.
Everybody, please regroup.
Damn it, it's so...
Ooh. We got 2 sets of ergo legs. So are the ergo legs mine magic or evade magic? Just evade magic. That seems really good. Okay. I feel like that's not even a competition. I should take the evade magic. Like just having a chance to evade all types of magic seems really good. Okay, there's treasure chests there, but I don't want to fight a huge enemy like that. I kind of want to like push through to the good stuff.
It has multiple. It's weak against ice. Use Wufu skills. There are 3 enemies left. Understood.
I think we can do this, so I'm going to try.
Firing.
I didn't even see that was there.
Not bad.
That one just won't die.
Akihiko Senpai defeated an enemy. Activating Orchia mode.
Okay, that was not what I wanted to see.
Metis defeated an enemy.
Last
Do we have like an ice item? Like just a cheap one? I do not. I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna wait.
Don't overdo it.
Menace is just so good.
Only one. It has multiple weaknesses.
Oh, I see.
I need your help.
It's not weak to ice. I don't know why I thought it was. I might have read the like castle thingy and mistook it for
I'm all out of options.
one of the other types of enemy.
Keep your filthy.
Okay, big enemy. Okay, so it's not going to get the drop on us. It is one of these big groups.
Understood.
What's the turn order here? Not a bad one.
You won't escape.
It would actually be really nice to see Metis go for like AoE physical skill, because I think that would knock all of these down if it hit all of them. Unless Junpei just does it for us.
Good to go. Here's a chance. Let's get him. Get back here, you son of a... Dude.
Actually, maybe I should be taking experience. Because Odin needs experience to get Ragnarok and Spellmaster, which are both things we want. Honestly, we may not even get to Spellmaster before we've finished the game.
One enemy. You surprised. Fire isn't working. Don't use
Ooh.
items.
Can we escape this? Okay, let's do that. I don't like those big enemies with tons of resistances and no weaknesses. They're just not worth fighting. Okay, let's see the last door.
Attention, all students in the dormitory. The cafeteria will be closing in 30 minutes.
I think my hairline is like
Oh,
starting to
crap.
recede or like get patchy like right here, and it's bothering me.
Forget it.
I mean, it's not like,
Oh, there you are,
I don't think
Yukari.
it's
We
too
went to your
bad,
room to
but
look for
it's
you.
I'm noticing it now.
Oh, sorry. I don't think I can make it today. It'll be crowded anyway. Hey, is that your stuff? Have you even been to your room since we got back? Huh? Oh, yeah, you're right. I don't believe this. You mean you've been spaced out for hours? Are you sure you're feeling okay? Oh, no, it's nothing, really. It's just... how should I put it? It's hard to believe it's already been 4 years since I got here. Oh, yeah. I see what you mean. It sucks that we have to be cooped up in this dorm for 3 years. We should be out and having fun. This year's almost over, too. At this rate, high school will be over in a flash. Well, let's not set our sights too high. We've just got to get through this. Things went by so fast. I knew I wouldn't find out anything about Dad just by going to class. I mean, not even the police or the media have found anything new. It's already been 10 years. Wonder if I should just give up.
Ah, Takeba-san. You are Takeba-san, the freshman, right?
Oh, yeah, that's me.
I'm glad you're here. There's a letter for you. I'm very sorry about this. It actually came in yesterday. But there were so many transfer stamps that I couldn't tell who it was for.
What?
It's from an Eiichiro Takeba. Is he a relative?
But that can't be. Commemorating the opening of the Moonlight Bridge 10 years ago?
Takeba-san, wait! I need your signature here. And you forgot your things. These are your things, aren't they? Takeba-san? You were all alone, trying to fight the Kirijo group's deception by yourself for so long.
It's not like that.
If we're being forced to look into our pasts, it would have been nice if you could have seen your father. I would have liked to meet him.
It's not that big a deal. Now's not the time to go over the past. I'm tired of dealing with shadows. We should hurry and finish this.
Yukari, aren't you pushing yourself a little too hard?
You know how Igus has his power? She might not realize it, but that's gotta mean she inherited something from him. I'm anxious to get my own sign that I'm actually moving forward. I made a promise with him too.
Yukari.
Now that I've seen my past event, I know for sure. The idea we had about there being something in common between all the memories we've seen.
So that means, on that day we saw, did you...
Kenkun's story, Akihiko Senpai's story, Junpei's and Koromaru's too. Mitsuru Senpai's is the one that makes it the most obvious.
Huh? I'm not following you here.
What we've seen is each of our reasons for awakening to our persona.
It fits.
Fuka awakened in front of everyone, and Aegis and Metis could use it from the beginning. So there's no need to see their memories. That would make the most sense.
But even if that's so, why would we be seeing that here? Is it telling us to step back and examine our origins? Aegis-san, what do you think?
Well...
Yo, Aiga's sister! Don't act like this doesn't involve you. Let's hear what you think.
Why? I can't talk about the past with you all. I don't know anything about it.
What's the matter?
I mean, if anything, someone who
meant just what
knows
I
nothing
said.
about the past might be good in this conversation, because, like, they've got a fresh perspective.
You said you wouldn't leave me behind. But I don't know anything about your past, so... I'm always...
Ah, I get it. You're lonely. See, you're a kid after all. Now I get why you got all well-behaved when we said we'd leave you behind.
I'm not a kid.
You may not know anything about us, but we don't know anything about you either. You must have special memories known only to you. Like the memory of when you discovered your emotions.
Isn't it time you told us who you...
Memories? But I don't...
Oh, it closed.
Sheesh.
Metis, I think you misunderstand. Not all of our pasts were glamorous. To be honest, there were more painful memories than pleasant ones.
That's clearly not true. All the things you laugh and talk about are from your past.
She doesn't mince words, which forced us to another realization. I felt, for the very first time, that the reason time stopped may in fact have something to do with us.
There you go, figuring it out. Okay. They're basically like, this is the big bad final showdown. So you should maybe get ready. So let's get our usual party together. And let's also... They're still explaining weaknesses like this late into the game. Like, it just feels weird to me that the game tells you when you load up this part of the game that you should play the journey first. It also, like, whatchamacallit. Okay, luxury coins do sell for a fair bit of money. Okay, so these weapons are the final weapons for us. At least as far as this stuff. Like, I think the guy's armor just isn't worth swapping out for anything. Yeah, like we already have... The only thing I can think of would be is if there's anything better than Shoes of Bane, but there's not. So I guess let's like... I don't want to just spend all my money in case there's more stuff later, but... Trade for card, I think. Let's take lots of agility. Lots of agility seems very good. And then that's all the cards I can make. Any items I can make that are like worth making. Honestly, I'll take like a frigid Magatama and a flame Magatama for elemental weakness covering. Like, I may as well trade all these in, because what am I going to use them for otherwise? Like, I think this is good. And then... let's go ahead and use all of our like cards on Odin. Actually, let's save first, then use our cards. Because what if we want to come back to this later and have not used our cards on that? So now let me check Odin's status. Those stats aren't like great, but it's serviceable. I did save, right? I did. So I assume when I go down here, there's going to be like a new door or something. Was this not the end? I thought this was... Oh! There is one more door. Never mind. I thought we were done, but I guess we weren't. I could have sworn we did this already. Now I'm like, dang. Like, the title of the stream is that we're gonna finish it tonight, and now we definitely aren't. If this is like a full-length thing.
There are 5 dazed. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. You won't escape. Nice one. The enemy's
All
off
right, good
balance
job.
now. Nice.
All right, good job.
Understood.
Do that.
Firing. Let's get this started. Four enemies left. Akihiko Senpai might be good against it.
Sweet.
It's off!
So strike is very good.
That's your chance. Go.
Mano a mano. Let's do this.
Good job, Junpei-kun.
All
3
right.
enemies to go.
So I think we'll take the Sword of Nines. We got Demon's Mail. I think that's what Akihiko is wearing right now, so it might actually be a free upgrade for Junpei. Let's see. Or it may have a better ability for Akihiko. That is also possible. Oh, that's better. That is just better. Let's go with that then. That also probably means there was stuff in the... No, there wasn't new stuff in the store, because I checked. Oh, that's not great.
There are 3 of them.
Okay, they all do Mudun. Good to know.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Firing!
Okay, they drain Pierce. I also just realized I forgot
It seems
to
like it's weak
mess
against
with
fire.
Metis's tactics.
Strike attacks won't work.
Still alive.
There are 3
So,
enemies left.
the sigil does not mind much.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Let us go into Orgia mode.
You won't escape.
Enemy
Okay,
defeated.
one enemy down.
Careful. The enemy's strong against light.
Activating Orchia mode.
Okay, so we need magic damage. I think in the future we're just gonna avoid fighting these things. If we can help it, just because they're a pain. Can y'all chill with the instant death stuff?
I'm still thinking.
Please take out one. There we go.
Last
I'm all out of options.
I got nothing.
Waiting's part of my strategy.
We should be extra careful of the fact that it seems like, at least if these enemies are any indication, instant death attacks are going to be floating around a lot now. Let's take the experience. Ooh, we got Maziodyne. Pretty good. I was hoping to get the drop on these things. Are they...
Watch
They're
out.
a new
There are
thing.
more Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Understood. You won't escape.
Okay, they probably resist at least Pierce. Oh, that's bad.
It has multiple weaknesses.
I won't lose.
If we can get our turn back, we can Amrita everybody.
Orchia mode.
I'm weirdly okay with that because he was charmed anyway.
Argus, no! You won't escape!
Aha!
Senpai is still charmed!
I think the move here is Revival Bead Junpei.
I've regained my honor.
Now's your chance.
2 enemies to go!
That one just won't die.
Do we have a Discharm? Would that be worth it? I think it would be.
Nice timing.
Out of power.
Oh, that's bad.
Couldn't finish it off.
2 enemies left! Firing!
Oh, that's annoying.
I couldn't finish it off.
Menace!
That one just won't die.
We're gonna kind of cheat a bit.
Take this!
Still alive.
Limiters released! Metis defeated an enemy.
That's the last one.
Firing!
They
won't
can
quit.
summon things.
Damn you.
Ah, but these are the things that are weak to strength, so we're fine.
Still alive.
Couldn't finish it off.
Now Metis, there was a enemy we've had a little more trouble with you could have hit there instead, but
Firing!
I'll take it.
All enemies defeated.
Ooh. We got some stat boosts instead. Akihiko, can you heal? I mean, I know you can heal. Would it be practical? Yeah, let's go with that. Okay. Lots of little enemies around here. If we're gonna fight anything, could it at least be like kind of mid-size like this guy? I tried to shoot him like 5 times. I don't know what's going on.
There are 3 of them!
Oh, that's bad. I think that's the one that messes with elements. So we got White Sigil, which...
Try Augie skills.
Oh, that can do some bad stuff.
3 enemies left. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. Firing!
I forgot to set up Metis' tactics, didn't I? Thank God I stockpiled homunculi.
It's on! All right! That one just won't die.
Persona!
Don't mess with me.
probably going to have to actually use SP here, which is not great, but...
Keep it up. Good one. Persona. 2 more enemies.
Here's a chance.
Let's all-out attack.
Get back here, you son of
All enemies defeat.
Honestly, more equipment might not be bad in this like, I don't know if context is the right word, but yeah, that's pretty good. 315 plus 100 HP. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'm glad we got that. And we got extra money.
There's one enemy. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Understood.
I feel like most of these single enemy encounters aren't worth it, but you never know.
Watch it. Light won't work on the enemy.
I'm giving it my all.
So it's not great, but we can beat this one with pretty little effort, I would say.
It's a tough one.
So it's not like bad that we fought it.
Let's keep
And now we have it analyzed if it ever comes up in like a group context. Let's take more equipment, because every single thing we've gotten from that has been nuts. Dragon Fangs, I think that's an Akihiko weapon, if I remember correctly. Or, you know, a glove weapon, but... Crit rate up high, I like to see that. That might be a way to beat all of these, like, enemies that are resistant to everything. Okay, that's bad.
Attack. There's only one. I'm worried about Akihiko Senpai.
Oh, and it goes right after me, too. Can we run?
I don't think you can
Oh,
get
that's
away.
bad. The one person who matters in this context.
I guess no.
Won't go down.
Oh, that's
Is
bad.
unconscious.
couldn't finish it up.
Okay, at least we're healed, so like,
I guess no.
Won't go down.
we're kind of okay. Ooh. Oh, they won't be able to capitalize though,
Not bad.
because we're like charmed. There we go. That's a little better. We lived through that. That's what made it better. Use a revival bead. Ooh, a new enemy.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Let's go for it. I may end up regretting this.
Won't go down.
It definitely has a lot more HP than the other one.
It doesn't seem like darkness will work.
Yeah, this seems like a fight we just run from.
Limiters released. Won't go down.
Couldn't finish it up. Still alive.
We are gonna beat it, probably. But I still think in the future I should just avoid fighting this if I can.
I'll do my...
My skills have increased.
Okay, Metis leveled up. I'm honestly not sure what we want Metis to get other than bigger numbers. Most of the time she just kind of does basic attacks over and over.
This is our chance.
So Cupid, weak to strike, Natural Dancer, weak to nothing. I think let the people who do strike damage take out the other ones. Let's focus on doing our thing.
Now's your chance.
There's an opening.
Okay. The only thing I don't like about that is Metis just used up 3 of her 5 turns for Orgia mode.
Finish it off.
There's that crit chance coming in handy. Got lots of money. This might be one where we try to get away if we can.
I'm worried about Aki. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Actually,
Give me a sec.
investigate the castle.
Understood.
The only thing I'm looking at here is like, do I heal? Which I think I'm going to be risky and not do.
The enemy's weak against wind.
Weak against wind, you say? We know someone who can handle that.
Go for it.
Enemies to go.
Yeah, I figured that would happen. Okay, so I'm nervous for what Power Charge is going to do here. But I still want to try to revive Akihiko.
It's weak against electricity.
Okay, Akihiko was the right call as long as he lives. Which is a pretty big if. Or as long as, I guess, technically. Oh, or I could die. That could happen. We had no chance there. Or technically we had a chance, but I had to know what the weakness was. Okay. Good evening, Fridays. How's your evening going? That's good. gotta say, I thought this was going good, but I didn't realize I had a whole set of doors left to do. I thought we were done. Okay, these things look scary. Oh, we don't even have Maziodyne. That's how long ago I saved. Okay. Do I not have a thing with null ice on Akihiko? I thought I did. Okay. We are doing like nothing to these guys. That seems bad.
Fire isn't working. Don't use Agi skills.
Agi, Bufu, or Megiddo out. So we really have no guarantee of anything. I don't even have anything that will null one thing without being weak to the other. So I think we actually do just try to stick it out here. Or honestly, we are not going to win this fight. I think we run. I hate to do it, but I think we run. I know, I'm honestly looking forward to it so much. Like, I was kind of looking forward to starting it next week, coming into this stream, and now I'm like, oh, I got another week of this, I guess. I mean, I don't know, maybe I'll like power through and get through this whole dungeon and the last part of the game tonight, but that seems unlikely. Given the pace I've been going at. Yeah, it's gonna be my first playthrough of Golden. I've played Persona 4, like the vanilla version, a whole bunch of times. But this will be my first time with Golden. I'm excited because I may have already mentioned this at some point in the past, but I'm excited because I've heard Golden fixed a lot of the issues with like not having anything to do in the nighttime sections of the game past like, you know, the 2 or I think it's 4 social links in the original version of 4 you could do at night. Also, good evening, Plasticop. Yeah, I'll be sure to max out Marie's. I'll probably do what I did for the I might do that. I'll look through, like, I assume it's on like Nexus mods or something would be where I find all the mods. Like, I don't want to do anything that's going to mess with the game too much, but I would definitely take some like quality of life mods that I'm sure people have made. Game Banana. Okay, I'll check that out.
There are 5 enemies.
Honestly, the real annoying thing here is I know what all these enemies are weak to, but I still have to analyze them again just to get the AI to do what I want. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm probably going to use, kind of like I did for the journey in this game, I'm going to try to use a guide so I can 100% everything on stream. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Like maybe using a guide takes some of the fun out of it being like my first ever playthrough, but like my thing is I don't want to content. And like it's a two-part thing. Part one is I don't want to miss content for myself. And then like part two is, even though I've played Persona 3 a bunch of times, like I think you get the most out of it if you see all the social links and whatnot, rather than play through the game a whole bunch of times on stream. It just makes more sense to follow a guide and see everything in one playthrough. Aside from the secret boss, which I want to do that, but that's going to be like, that's going to have to be like a do it when I'm ready kind of thing. There's no way I'm just going to be able to sit down and do that right after this, because there's a lot of prep I'd have to do for that. One mod pack that is a pack of a bunch of quality of life mods. That is good to know. I will check that out.
There's an opening.
One enemy to go! It has multiple weaknesses.
Something I should also probably do, like, before it's time to start playing, is make sure it actually runs on this computer. Because if it doesn't, I'll have to figure something out. Like, worst case scenario, I would just kind of put this series on the back burner while I get a new streaming PC. Because that's been on my mind forever anyway. But yeah, I should like make sure it runs smoothly. I guess I'll take HP out of all of these. Sorry, I'm just like browsing Game Banana now. I should stay focused on what I'm doing. But there are a lot of mods here. Okay.
There's one enemy. Attack!
I should probably go to the featured section. That's probably where all the best stuff is going to be.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. Understood.
We can beat this thing pretty easily. I think we go for it.
Limiters released. It's a tough one.
That one just won't keep him.
Watch it. Light won't work on the enemy.
How did it dodge that?
You won't escape.
Great battle.
There is like a surprising amount of mods on this page that are like enhancements to the fishing minigame. I don't know, maybe I'll like... Yeah, there's a lot of meme mods. I'm seeing a lot of meme mods. I think what I'll start with is like, okay, I need to like keep playing, so I'm gonna go through this later, this page later. Thank you for pointing this out. I'll probably start by just like, I'll go through it and see which ones are just quality of life, like definitely an improvement
There are two of them.
for the stream and whatnot.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
And then like, maybe I'll like selectively pick a few meme mods here and there just to throw in occasionally.
Keep it up.
nothing that would mess with the main story, but like I'll mess with like the fishing mods or something and just randomly throw those in. I put in all that effort to knock down that tank, and Metis just like completely ignored that.
I've been waiting for this. Did you see that, Shinji?
Community Enhancement Pack. Okay, I'll take a look at that. Probably even search it up while
There are 2 enemies.
I let the AI fight these battles for me.
Understood. You won't escape. Nice one. The enemy's
All right,
off
good
balance
job.
now.
Never mind, they decided to give me a crit.
Firing. You won't be able to beat it with strikes.
No, you're good. You have opened my eyes to a world of stuff that I didn't know existed. I'm kind of surprised because the game, like, I guess the game's not brand new anymore, but like, there's a lot of mods available for a game that was only released on Steam like a couple months ago, I want to say.
Watch it. 2 enemies left.
It's probably been more than a couple months, and my like sense of time is just bad.
That one just won't die.
Metis defeated an enemy.
Last one.
Let's see.
You won't escape.
I've regained my honor.
Couldn't finish it off.
Wow, nice move.
Here's our chance. Let's get him. Get back here, you son of a...
No
Oh, I'm on the
shadows
mod
detected.
page right now
That
for
was
the
over.
Community Enhancement Pack. It's nice, it comes with the mod manager in the like installation setup, and it lets you individually enable and disable them. So that's probably where I'm going to start no matter what.
There are 2 enemies.
Interesting. There is a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna have to like individually go through each of these to see what they do, but this is
The enemy.
simple. Gotta do something with things with reloaded, and then all you gotta do is mess around with Amulus. Yeah, I feel like modding has come like such a long way from like what I think of as like the modding scene on the internet. I mean, I was never like, you know, super deep into all of it, but from what I remember when I was like in high school, modding games was like you were either like specifically playing a Bethesda game, or you were like cheating in TF2, or
My skills have improved.
you were playing Minecraft. Like those were the only contexts I can think of where like the average person or user like could find and install mods for their game and it would like be reliably expected to work. It seems like now pretty much anything that shows up on Steam or like PC in general has like a modding scene overnight. Like Persona 3 has a modding scene and it's not even officially available on PC or anything like that.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
It's just like impressive stuff.
The enemy's off balance. Attack!
All right, good job.
Persona! The enemy is down. Now's your chance. Firing!
If I had to guess, it has something to do with like most companies making their games in like game engines that are also publicly accessible in some way, like Unity or Unreal, where like people can just download and use them. Or maybe there's also been some breakthrough in like decompiling games that I just know nothing about. But it's interesting.
Here's our chance.
Let's see.
It's weak. There are 3 enemies left. You won't escape. Persona! 2 enemies to go.
All right, sister. Let's get him. Keep your filthy hands off my sister.
I guess we'll take Daisoju. Oh, I already have it. Most SMT games have an Adachi mod.
There are 4 of them.
Yeah, I could believe that. Like, I don't know what it is about, like, the SMT and Persona, like,
Metis isn't thinking straight.
fandom, but, like, it seems like everyone just loves to, like, Adachi is everyone's, like, kind of ironic favorite or something like that, or, like, favorite meme character. Like, honestly, I think,
That one just won't die. It's still alive.
if you can somehow play Persona 4 for the first time again without spoilers, Adachi is a really interesting character, but like, I think it's almost like a unique experience where like, if you're someone who's played the games like over and over again, he's like I don't know how to describe it. You just like look at Adachi very differently if you've played the game a lot versus it's your first time and you don't know anything about it. And yeah, he is like a really funny character. And, you know, aside from the whole attempted murder thing.
You won't escape.
Ooh, I did not realize how low on health I was. Honestly, I think the Joker is largely an overused like every character who has like a like people compare too many things to the Joker that are just like a trope that has long existed before the Joker, but he really is kind of like the Joker. Like, they're definitely doing a similar thing where, like, at least comparing Adachi to the, like, what's his face Joker, the most recent one. Like, they definitely have a similar angle of, like, someone who sees the world is really messed up, but instead of like doing something constructive about it, they become violent and crazy. Like that like arc is definitely there for both of them.
It has multiple weaknesses. 2 enemies left.
I kind of just want to run from this fight. Yeah.
Defense weakened. Please give me a sec. I'll scan the target. Persona! Good choice.
Yeah, like Adachi really is just like Joker-fied.
Take this.
Nice timing.
Persona.
I feel like there's got to be like a name for that like trope or something, because it's definitely existed before the Joker,
It's weak against fire.
where it's just like
The enemy.
you know, bad guy starts killing because like they just annoy him or like for fun or whatever, and then like some kind of significance is like given to them after the fact, like
3 enemies left. Please be careful.
like it's definitely like a thing, but I don't know if there's like a word for it besides Joker.
Careful! The enemy's going to attack!
Nice try.
The enemies return to normal!
Check this out.
Keep swinging.
Mano a mano. Let's do this.
Now's your chance. Go! I won't lose. I've been waiting for this.
Okay, now!
I'll do my best until the very end.
So come to think of it, like taking the item here might not be bad, even though we want the experience. Ooh, next level we get Thunder Rain. That's good.
My skills have increased.
Yeah, I hope we get a Persona 5 arena, and I hope Ultimax gets ported to systems that are like not about to die. Or maybe what I actually hope for is like honestly, I'll restore Akihiko's SP. I hope we get like either Persona 5 Arena with the Persona 4 Ultimax story and characters and whatnot, just as like a bonus DLC or something, kind of like they did with the original Arena in Ultimax. Or, you know, I hope we get a Persona 5 Arena and a port of Ultimax, because Ultimax is good, and the story in Ultimax is actually really good. The story of the original Persona 4 Arena is also okay, but it's too repetitive for my taste.
4 enemies. You've surprised them.
Like, you have to play through the same exact story too many times to unlock the full everything.
It has multiple.
Understood.
Honestly though, like, do I even want
It has
to
multiple.
mess with these?
There are 4 enemies left.
I'm just gonna like go for it. Oh, and I brought all that up because Adachi is a playable character in Ultimax via, I think, free DLC. And he's like actually kind of fun to play, from what I remember. I think he had like a moveset that was kind of like, I want to say it was a lot of like counter moves, but I might have that, I might be thinking of it not the right thing.
It has multiple. Just 1 enemy left. It has.
Firing.
Finish it off.
That one just won't die.
Yeah. And honestly, I just want an arena game because, like, admittedly, kind of selfishly, I just like that the arena storyline is like a continuation of 3 and 4, and if we get a 5 arena, hopefully it would tie 5 into that, and like, I just like extended canon things tying these stories together. Like, the fact that there is a like very brief, I want to say Persona 1 and or 2 cameo in Persona 4 Arena that's just like the Shadow Operatives group or whatever, like the thing the 3 characters are a part of, also has some members who are from Persona 2 at least. I forget who it was in silhouette, but like if you go on the wiki it'll probably tell you. I think it was like Nanjo was one of them or something like that. I just like that that's like a thing. So I think for this we actually just want to go full assault. We don't want like...
Don't use Zeo skills. They won't work. Still 4 enemies left.
Wait, I can't use Zeo skills and Pierce skills are not great. Like, I don't want to switch personas, but I might have to here. Like, you know what? Let's just do an attack. Like, honestly, I want Persona 5 Arena, and I want representatives from every era of Persona in there. I don't care if we only get, like, you know... Like, I would want us to get some specifically Persona 1 representation. Okay, I should just not fight these things when they come up, because clearly they are too strong for me. Like, I would want representation from Persona 1 that is, like, distinct from the characters who already cameoed as party members in 2. Like... But even if they just gave us, like, Tatsuya, Maya, and then, like, Nanjo, Eriko, Ellie, whatever her name is, and then, like, the protagonist and, what's her face from 1? Why am I thinking the girl from 1 is also named Maya? I don't think she is. Maki, that's her name. I remember now. So 1 was... So there were 2 stories in Persona 1, only one of which is, like, canon to the other games, as far as I'm aware. So I guess I'll tell you about the, like, canon one first. Or I'll just focus on the canon one. There's a non-canon one that's also very good. I would actually argue maybe better. Debatably better, but the canon one is there's this like super evil mega science corporation called CBEC that's like doing some kind of research on demons and like reality and stuff like that. And
There are 3 enemies. Be careful.
so you're just like a high school student, you don't know about any of this, and then you go to visit your friend Maki in the hospital, and then you find out about all this stuff when the hospital goes all crazy, like reality distorts, demons start showing up everywhere. It's like
Give me a sec.
it's like an SMT storyline, like the start of an SMT storyline, but in a high school. And then you learn about Seebeck, you go to the Seebeck building. You've got a number of different party members you can choose from, but they all don't really matter to the story aside from Maki. And I think you actually always have to
Give me a sec. I'll
use
scan the target.
Maki. Let's see. You always get your main character, Maki, Mark, and Nanjo. Those are 4 main characters, and then you can get a 5th party member, which can be a character called Brown, Ellie, the other character who makes a cameo in Persona 2. I mean, they all make cameos, but she's like a party member in Eternal Punishment. I want to say you. I forget her name. She has pigtails, and I've never used her. And then Reiji, or Chris, depending on which version you play, the PS1 or the original, or the
I'll scan the target.
what's it called? PSP, who is the party member you will always choose if you know about him. But anyway, you know, you recruit your 5th party member at some point after you're running around for a bit. You find out about Seebeck, you go there, and you find out about all the weird demon research they're doing, but we don't know how they like did all this stuff yet, right? And you're also seeing this like little girl who looks kind of like a young Maki in like a black outfit, and then at some point you also meet one who looks like Maki in a white outfit. I forget when that comes up, but it's not too long afterwards. And so after you go to the Seebeck building and you confront Kandori, and I forget if he fakes his death or runs away. I think he runs away. You explore this new world, recruit demons, and then eventually you are... I'm like skipping around because I'm going off memory. Eventually you make your way to some kind of like forest place where you discover that
It seems like it's
this
weak against
whole
fire.
world is like constructed from Maki's dreams, and like the Seebeck was like using her like dream world to construct this reality where like demons are real for some reason, to make Kandori like God, because Kandori's under the influence of Nyarlathotep. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. It's a Lovecraft thing.
Akihiko Senpai's still panicking. Give me a sec.
Which,
I'll scan the target.
if you've played or know the story of Persona 2, Nyarlathotep, it's the same one.
Keep it up. Good 3 enemies left. Please be careful. You won't escape.
And then after you discover that this world that you're in right now is like formed from Maki's dreams and whatnot, Kandori like reappears in like a castle in the sky or something like that, and you gotta go take him out again because he's like trying to become God with some like ancient ritual or something like that.
Let's keep going.
And then you beat him, and Maki, you know, oh, I almost forgot. So there's the 2 mini Makis, right? Like I already explained them. There is also the Maki who you have been traveling with the whole game, turns out to be a fake. And all of the dream world and stuff is based on the dreams of the real Maki, who was the one you met at the start of the game, but then after reality shifted, like, you know, a switcheroo happened.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. I need your help!
So there's like some kind of thing that happens between real Maki and fake Maki. I forget what it is. But then, you know, real Maki somehow creates a new dungeon. I'm getting details wrong here. I should probably just look up the plot synopsis and read off that. But like, you know, makes a new dungeon, and then you get to the end and it turns out she is like this weird slug creature thing called Pandora, presumably in some way named for the, you know, myth of Pandora.
You found the enemy's weakness.
And you gotta beat her because she's gonna like swallow the world with her dream world thing. And then you know, you beat her and then everything goes back to normal. She wakes up and she's normal, and like not only is she normal, whatever disease was keeping her in the hospital has somehow been cured. So she is just like a person now. But I think she also, in Persona 2, like, remembers the events of Persona 1 somehow, so maybe some kind of memory thing happened with fake Maki. It's a lot. A lot happens in Persona 1's story, and that was not a helpful summary. Let me just go on the wiki and see if they, like, summarize it more concisely. Now that I've given my best attempt to summarize it from memory, I'll give you an actual good summary. Oh, let's see. Da 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 da. Okay. So this time I'm going to summarize the summary that's on the wiki, because even the summary on the wiki is long, but it's a better chronological retelling of the events of the game than I just gave. So, oh, I didn't realize there were multiple enemies there. My bad. So, at the start of Persona 1, you and all of your party members or potential future party members, in the case of those 5th party members I talked about, get your personas by playing a game called the Persona game that's like... It's like one of those, like, you know, Candyman, Bloody Mary, like that kind of like supernatural kind of game where you have to like follow a series of instructions and something supernatural is supposed to happen. So they get their personas by doing this supernatural thing. And then everyone's like, that was weird, let's go visit our friend in the hospital, Maki. And then, you know, town changes, demons show up. Oh, so they go to Seebeck because Maki's mother works for Seebeck, and she like points them in the direction of Seebeck. That is a piece of information that may have been helpful to make the story easier to follow along with.
Be careful. Junpei-kun is badly hurt. You won't escape.
Wow, while I was reading that, we got real hurt. Anyway,
The battle's over.
so once you get Maki's mom to the school. That's where the route split happens. Which, I'm going to ignore the route split because that only makes it harder to explain. So in the Seebeck route, the protagonist decided to confront Seebeck, joined by an apparently recovered Maki, then asked by Nanjo to help save. Okay, they're using like the Japanese names, I think, here. Masao, I think that's Mark. The protagonist, Maki, and Nanjo rescue Mark, but on the way, Maki displays an odd lack of certain memories, including being hospitalized. After rescuing Mark and infiltrating Seebeck, group confront Kandori. After cornering him inside the Deva system, that's the science thing they were doing to like merge the realities that I mentioned. A girl in black called Aki appears and knocks the party unconscious. That is the mini Maki, one of the mini Makis I talked about. When they awake, they find themselves in a duplicate, idealized version of their world. Technically, I think they already were. I think the wiki is kind of wrong on that. But anyway, the group eventually find and corner Kandori, whose ultimate goal was to become a deity and find meaning in life. After an initial fight, Kandori is possessed by his persona Nyarlathotep. Then, finally defeated before dying, Kandori reveals that Maki who's been traveling with the party is the ideal Maki. This is the fake Maki I was talking about. A version of herself from the true Maki's heart. Aki and a girl in white called Mai are also pieces of Maki, and the idealized Mikage-cho, which is just the town that Persona 1 takes place in, was created by Maki and brought into reality when she unexpectedly linked with the Deva system. So this was an unexpected thing. I got the impression that it was intentional when I played the game. My bad. The group must help Maki avoid Kandori's path toward isolation and his current actions. The group managed to convince Ideal Maki to overlook her original self's unconscious actions and join them in fixing the problem. Oh, that was bad. What just happened? After rescuing the true Maki's self from the Sea of Souls, where all human life begins. Wow, we have died a lot. The group must then confront Pandora, an aspect of Maki that wants to use the Deva system to destroy everything. When Pandora is defeated, all the pieces of Maki merge back into one, reversing the effects on the town and restoring her to full health. Philemon, the person who gave you the personas at the beginning, meets with the group and congratulates them on their success. That is the summary of the plot of Persona 1. It's still a lot to follow, but it's probably better than what I did. So basically, good Maki, bad Maki, neutral Maki, and other bad Maki all have different views on what should happen to the town, and you have to help good Maki win. And also, one guy wants to be God. Okay, I might actually go take like... Actually, tell you what, because I don't want the Reaper to come and like get me, I'm gonna get myself in a random fight here. I'm gonna actually run an ad break here and then go refill my water real quick. So I will be right back, and then we will discuss the SMT3 storyline when I get back. Where is... I think I need to actually open my dashboard to run a ad. 1 second. Okay, now I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I hope you all enjoyed whatever ad just ran.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Or if you were subbed, you didn't see an ad at all, which, you know, you didn't miss much because I was gone for a water break, but that's a thing. But anyway, you were saying the SMT3 storyline is so simple, and that is a thing that I like about at least SMT3, and I honestly think SMT4 is kind of similar but not quite as simple, at least from what I've played of it. I haven't played like every route of that one. I mean, I haven't played every route of 3 either, but anyway, I was saying, like, SMT, at least 3 and 4, the ones I've played, are like pretty light on actual like plot details. It's really just about like, okay, apocalypse scenario happens, here's a bunch of people with different like life philosophies about how the world should be run, pick one, and then like we'll show you how they play out at the end. Yeah, it's like go see teacher, and then it's like pick which life philosophy of how the world should be best describes the world you want to live in, or go see Lucifer.
Waiting is part of my strategy.
I guess technically the way I described it, it would be more like, you know, choose a life philosophy the world should be judged by, or turn against Lucifer and do not choose one. And then there is the good version of do not choose one, or the, I think there's also like an old bad version of do not choose one.
That's the last one. Damn. Couldn't finish it off.
Like, I think there's in SMT3 an ending for each of the like reasons. You know, basically like one for each reason, and then there's like there's the original demon ending, which I have never seen, but I have heard sucks. And then there's the true demon ending, which is the one everyone does because it has the most content. Let's see. Do I want to double up? Sure. And then like in SMT4, it's just like I guess SMT4 does have a lot of plot stuff, but like the routes, I mean, I don't want to say the routes don't change too much because I've actually only finished the law route. Like I've been meaning to do the other ones. My thing with SMT4 is like the time I most want to play it is when I'm like on the go, because that's when I like to use my 3DS. But it's such like a lore and like, I don't know if I'd say it's a difficult game necessarily, but like it's difficult enough that like if you can't remember what you were doing, you're gonna have a hard time picking it back up. So it's like most of the time it's like it's just on a system that I prefer to use like casually every once in a while, but that's like not how you should play it. So I've spent like a lot less time with that one than I've wanted to. And like I did buy SMT5 and I started it, but honestly like this is where people would like take away my SMT gamer card, but I kept dying in like the opening areas of the like game doing side quests. And like I played it on a flight while I was coming back from vacation, and it's like I just haven't picked it back up since then, like not because I don't want to, but because I know it's like gonna be a lot of work to get through it. And I just like don't have like what time I do spend playing games outside of stream. Lately I've been enjoying playing games where I can like make steady progress, which as much as I love SMT games, those are not games where I can just like sit down, play them, do well for like a couple hours tops, and then like be satisfied with it. Like I need to sit down with them for a more significant chunk of time. Oh, wow, I got 2 levels there. That was really good.
My skills have increased.
Ta-da-da-da!
A surprise attack! There's only one!
Honestly, there's a part of me that's thinking, like...
Dude,
I have died a lot in this dungeon. Would it be worth going back and saving literally just because we've leveled up a couple times? Like, we're still on the first floor, so it's not like I'm giving up a ton of progress by running back.
There are 2 enemies. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
I need your help!
The enemy is down! Now's your chance!
Like, the main game I'd say I've been playing outside of stream right now is Nier Automata, because I also play Final Fantasy XIV, and I am like I'm in the Shadowbringers expansion. I think Endwalker is still not out yet, so that is technically the latest expansion, but you know, it won't be for long. But I know when I get to the end of Shadowbringers, there is a Nier raid series, and I wanted to have played both Nier Replicant and Nier Automata before I did that, so that I would know what's going on in the raid series, and so that the raid series would not spoil anything in either of those games for me. So that's mainly what I've been playing off stream. But then once I finish Automata, I'll probably jump back into 14, try and grind my way up to Endwalker as fast as I can. But I still want to try to do some of the Shadowbringers like endgame content. And then once I'm like caught up in 14,
You've surprised it.
and like all I do is, you know, the dailies and whatnot,
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
then I will probably be more like open to other games, and maybe that is when I would start really getting serious about trying to finish like any SMT game really, but especially 5.
On the enemy.
And by finish, I mean like see all the possible endings and whatnot. Like,
let's keep going.
ooh, these things. I think we're gonna take the stairs because we are not ready to fight that thing. Okay, this is the annoying one to fight, so we're gonna run from it.
Oh no!
Never mind, we failed.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Understood. Persona!
Still alive.
Ice won't work on this one.
Fly! Happy and heart! Persona! It's a tough one.
Just one enemy left.
Firing!
I couldn't finish it off.
That one just won't die.
Persona!
Oh yeah, I don't like when there's like a debate about the canon name of the protagonist, like I like having a default name for the protagonist for like my thing is with the Persona and SMT series in particular, right, is like I don't necessarily care what the canon name of the character is. I just like having a name I can use as a default because like they maintain a lot of the like mannerisms and speech patterns of like Japan, and obviously the game is like usually set in Japan. So it feels very weird for me to put my very American English name as the character's name. So like I like having a quote-unquote canon name for that reason, but I really hate when people like get in a big fight about like, is the manga name canon? Is the anime name canon? Is there some other canon name that appears in like a strategy guide somewhere or something like that? Like I just hate when that comes up. Like I prefer to have a default name because I don't think my name makes sense as the protagonist's name, but I also like understand like the reason we're allowed to name the characters at all is because they're kind of supposed to be on some level like a self-insert or like, you know, a representation of you and your decisions. It's not like, you know, it's not like this is like a character distinct from you, the player. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but there's like a psychological thing there where I'm like, you know, okay, I actually remembered to set the tactics for once.
You won't escape. Come on, let's dance.
Like the thing that I think is craziest to me is if you go on the Persona subreddit right now, I bet somewhere on there people are still arguing whether the manga name or the movie name for the Persona 3 protagonist is the canon one. Like they might be doing it ironically, but they'll still be doing it, and the only reason it would be funny to do it ironically is if that was a thing enough people had seen unironically for it to make sense to do it ironically.
There are two enemies. It doesn't seem like dark.
Honestly, I might just run from these because they don't have any weaknesses. They're kind of annoying to fight. So like I was thinking about trying to run back, but like we just haven't seen a teleporter in forever.
Enemies. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Firing.
I won't lose.
It's weak against strike attacks.
Yep. I think there was a Persona 1 manga, but I forget what his name was in it. But yeah, I think Boy with Earring is like the canon name.
You got it.
Four enemies left. The enemies return to normal. Should be clear. It's a discharm.
Oh, Naoya Todo. I might be mispronouncing that, but that's like the manga name for him, but literally the canon one is like boy with earring.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Let's go ahead and just cure the charm on everybody.
Keep it up! Damn you!
Yes, Akihiko senpai.
Way to go, senpai.
3 enemies left.
KO!
Punch.
I couldn't handle
It has multiple weaknesses. Careful! The enemy's going to attack!
And 1.
2 enemies to go!
Okay, now!
I feel like one of the interesting things about the, you know, first 2 Persona games, and here I'm counting both versions of Persona 2 as one game, even though they're separate. Like, I feel like it's an interesting thing where, like, and Persona 5 may sort of buck this trend if and when they start doing more stuff that, like, has the Persona 5 cast interacting with the other games cast members, like, after the events of 5. Unless Q2 takes place after the end of 5, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure it doesn't. Like, the odd-numbered Persona games, they refuse to reintroduce the protagonist of those games to canon in, like, a meaningful way. There's, like, an implied cameo of the main character of Persona 1 at, like, the tail end of, I think, Eternal Punishment, but I might be wrong on that. But it's, like, not confirmed, you never see him. It's just, like, probably him, I think. They might show his portrait in silhouette at one point.
Firing.
Okay.
Limiters released.
Oh, we'll tell you what would solve this. Q2, I believe, has the Persona 3 protagonist playable, which means that, like,
Against fire.
it already at least Q1, I remember, took place in an alternate dimension, so I assume Q2 does as well. But, like, even then, like, the real world timeline has to be somewhere in the middle of the events of Persona 3. Or I guess technically it's like, whatever, they probably pulled them from, like, the middle of the timeline of their game, because that's what they did with 3 and 4 in the first Q. Anyway, what was I saying? Like, there's a trend where, like, the odd-numbered protagonists don't really show up in any meaningful way in canon after their initial appearance. But, like, the even-numbered ones, like, do. I mean, it's kind of cheating to count Persona 4 because it is, aside from 5, the most recent one.
2 more enemies to go.
So, like, you know, for example, Persona 4 Arena is where most of the, like, crossover canon where I'm, like, establishing context for this stuff happens, and, like, of course it makes sense that the protagonist of Persona 4 is in Persona 4 Arena.
I owe you one.
But, like,
Akihiko senpai is in trouble.
the one boundary I guess I'm saying they have not crossed is, like, the Persona 3 protagonist is technically not dead, but in limbo and will probably stay there for the remainder of
Watch it. Light won't work on
the,
enemy.
like, lifespan of Persona. And then there's also whatchamacallit. The Persona 1 protagonist is not dead at the end of Persona 1. They just refuse to elaborate on anything he has been up to since the events of Persona 1. It's just like an interesting trend where, like, you know, Persona 1 character disappears after the end of his game. Tatsuya... Actually, come to think of it, this rule I'm saying is a thing may not actually be a thing, because Tatsuya is relevant in both parts of Persona 2. Doesn't make like an actual cameo in Persona 3, just like a name-only cameo that implies that the events of Persona 2 are like a video game in the Persona 3 universe. Yeah, never mind. The thing I was saying doesn't actually hold up to scrutiny. But I just think it's interesting that the Persona, like, out of all of the times they have like pulled for Easter eggs and references to the old games, they have refused to touch anything to do with what the Persona 1 protagonist is up to.
Watch it. Light will work. I need your help.
So I guess that was a rambling train of thought that didn't make much sense. But
I'm still thinking.
to bring this all the way back to Persona 5 Arena, that is what I want out of a Persona 5 Arena. I want to know what the cast of every Persona game has been up to since, you know, as of presumably the end of Persona 5. And probably the end of Royal. I feel like it would be weird to make a Persona 5 spin-off. It just makes Royal uncanon, especially because, you know, Ultimax went out of its way to make Golden canon, at least to the events of Arena.
That's the last one.
But, what was I saying? Like, I want to know what the Persona 1 gang has been up to, especially, like, I would get it if they only pick the characters that it, like, narratively makes sense to include in Arena, like the ones who are part of the, like, Shadow Operatives or whatever the group is. But I want to know what, like, the Persona 1 protagonist is up to. I want to know how Brown's film career is going, because I remember that from Persona 2. He's, like, a big-time movie star. Like, you go to talk to him at one point in Innocent Sin, I think. And, like, I think you're going to ask him for help for some reason. And he's like, sorry, super busy being a film star. Like, I want to know how he's doing. I just want to know how they're doing. I want Atlas to acknowledge that they made games before Persona 3. Let's see. And, like, of course, I also want to know what the Persona 2 gang is up to. I also want to know which reality of Persona 2 is canon to the events of, whatchamacallit, Persona 3 onwards. because I mean, just because I want to know, but also, like, obviously there's the whole thing with, like, Innocence in Online is a thing in Persona 3, right? But there was, like, the whole thing in Eternal Punishment about, like, if anybody remembers Innocent Sin, like the events that took place in that timeline, the world ends. So, like, I think there was actually multiple endings to Eternal Punishment, and I forget which one I got when I played it on stream. But
Just 2 more to go. It's on.
I assume I would have gotten, like, a good ending just because, unless it's literally, like, no difference, just like the last cutscene, like, I would have wanted to do, you know, the final boss stuff. But it's like, if Innocent Sin exists as a video game in Persona 3, either someone one-for-one recreated the events of Innocent Sin, presumably, or at least as close as you can in, I think it's supposed to be an MMO, in the events of Persona 3.
Now's your chance.
Like, someone either recreated those events without remembering them in the Eternal Punishment timeline, or, like, the Innocent Sin timeline is somehow canon
I've reached my limits.
because we know in Arena that characters from Persona 1 and 2 are real, and they wouldn't be real if their timeline wasn't real.
Here's our chance. Let's get him.
So, like, bare minimum, Eternal Punishment has to be some level of canon, but then it's like, I guess is the Innocent Sin timeline canon? That's what I want to know. I mean, it's already technically canon to Eternal Punishment, but, like, you know, with the weird timeline split stuff, it's like, are we still back in the Innocent Sin timeline somehow, or did, like, we just continue in Eternal Punishment's timeline
My skills have
somehow?
improved.
These whole split timeline things are really confusing. And I want answers from a Persona 5 arena on what the timeline is that, you know, the continuing Persona universe takes place in. Like, it gets even more complicated if you try to make, like, Persona canon to the SMT games as well, because then you gotta deal with, like, the Umbala network in 3 and, like, multiverses.
Now's your chance. Go.
All right. That one just won't die.
The enemy's return to It's weak against Garu skills. The enemy's return to normal.
It's still alive.
Keep going. Metis defeated an enemy.
I doubt we're gonna get back around to Metis' turn, but I should do that anyway.
Enemy defeated.
That's the last one. Tristan gets this.
Apocalypse. Which one is that? That sounds like a staff weapon. Oh, never mind. It's a sword. Ooh. It's a sword that boosts crit rate.
There are 5 enemies.
Understood. You won't escape.
Okay.
You're on a roll.
Okay.
Way to go, Senpai!
Okay.
Nice punch.
Damn you.
You're on a roll.
Okay. I've been waiting for this.
There are 2 of them. It seems strong against strikes.
Do I even bother to fight these? When we can probably run
It
away.
doesn't seem like strikes will work. 2 enemies left.
Understood.
Let me see how much a Maziodine will do.
Your help. Come on, let's dance. Persona.
1 enemy to go.
That's the last one.
That one just...
I'm all out of options.
It doesn't seem just 1 enemy
You
left.
won't escape.
I'm all out of options.
Let's keep...
I feel like it's weird how I was like, you know, maybe this time we should leave the dungeon early instead of going all the way to the boss. Because, like, we've died so many times. And this is the time where I'm, like, making it the furthest.
There are 2 enemies.
Maybe I'm, like, subconsciously being more careful.
1 enemy left.
Awesome!
I'll set Metis' tactics up just in case I need to.
Firing.
It's on!
Let's get this started. I must
So to be honest, the only SMT3 ending I've actually, like, gotten to is the True Demon ending. So I would probably say that just because that's the one I've, like, played through to. But
Those 4 are
for the
powerful.
sake of making the conversation more interesting than that, because I don't particularly care about spoilers for a game that is probably 20 years old at this point. Not quite, like 18. Let me see if there is, like, does the wiki just have a quick list here of endings? Here we go, list of reasons.
Give me a sec. I'll scan
Oh
the
right,
dial.
it's these things. Let's ignore them. Do I run back? I think I do. We've made good progress. I think it's good to actually, like, bank this progress. So let's see. So looking at the list of reasons here. Honestly, like, I'm reading through the reasons here. I don't like any of the reasons. Like, none of them really align with the way I would shape the world, given the choice. Yeah, I'd say the freedom ending, if only because there doesn't really seem to be an ending that, like, aligns with my general beliefs about the world. Like, there's no, like, can't we all just get along ending. It's like, the three reasons you can pick from are, like, nothing ever happens, good or bad. You know, dog eat dog, strong eat the weak kind of stuff. Or you can get like what was the other one? I don't even remember. I think it was like solitude and isolation. Like you can get like everybody gets their own world. Which like I don't really like that either. So I'd say like yeah, the freedom ending is probably the closest thing to an ending I'd want. So you got the sniper. I think Junpei's sword that he got in the dungeon is actually fine, so I'm gonna keep working with that. And then I can get... I think actually this like body armor with no benefit is like not worth it. So let's just get new armor for Junpei and Akihiko. And let's get those. Those look good. And then I guess Ida-ten's sandals are just a straight upgrade on the shoes I already have. Like the one thing I will like kind of criticize SMT for, like not criticize necessarily, I don't think it's like a bad thing, but I think a lot of people look at like the way SMT like breaks it down into like law and chaos and all that stuff, like I think sometimes the games just kind of force neutral to be like the compelling ending choice. I'm not sure exactly how to explain it, but like I think the ending you choose to like play through in an SMT game doesn't actually say that much about you as a person. Like even if you play through blind and like, you know, just get the answer you would get based on choosing what you would actually pick in those situations, like you're probably going to end up with the neutral ending just because like most of the games kind of suck at creating like interesting scenarios with real world like allegory or like consequence. Like the alignments are described as like law versus chaos, but I feel like it's really more like flavor of like, do you want the demons ruling the world or God ruling the world or neither? Like there's no like compelling like political choice, I guess, for lack of a better word. I'm trying to think actually if I want to try to make any personas. We did pick up one or two things we could use as like fusion fodder, so maybe I will check those out. I forget what. What about Narasimha Hokuto Seiken? Could make a Koryu. That would be very good if we could pass on, you know, Spellmaster and all that other stuff. Like, actually, this would be perfect if we swapped out, like, Zeodyne for Thunder Rain and Charm D for Spellmaster. Which would be a lot to ask, but theoretically we could. Kali. Horus? Horus, like, seems good, but I don't know. Ooh, is Gathach the one that gets Niflheim? Like the ultimate ice spell? I think that's actually in a different one. I think we're just gonna like pass on fusing anything for now. I honestly might just need to like start getting rid of those like level 40 something, 50 something personas. Like just fuse them into more stuff to have more better stuff to fuse with.
Dazed enemies. Now's the time.
Understood. Firing! Limiters released! My will is the source of my power.
There's an opening.
3 enemies left.
All right! Couldn't finish it off.
I couldn't finish it off.
Guess it's just keep attacking. There we go.
Here's our chance. Let's get him. Get back here, you son of a... Dude, I gotta pull it together.
A surprise attack! There's only one!
Oh, that's right. This thing is just like,
Good luck,
you just need to attack it.
Incredible! That was a perfect... There are 3 enemies. Be careful. Persona! The enemy is down. Now's your chance. It's weak against... Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Understood. You won't escape.
The enemy's weakness is electricity.
Waiting is part of my strategy.
The enemy's returned to normal.
Check this out.
Keep swinging.
Prisma gets this. I got nothing.
Limiters released. Persona.
2 enemies to go.
Anything else has happened? Okay, it did. Just wanted to make sure.
Good choice. The enemy is down.
Here's our chance. Let's get him. Get back here, you son of a...
The enemy is getting stronger too.
Ooh, we can get Hellbiker. I don't think we actually had access to that in the journey because it's an Elizabeth thing, I think.
There are 2 of them. Attack! Watch it. Light won't work on...
These things are annoying. Let's just run.
There are 2 of them, and they're shook up. Give me a sec. I'll scan the target. Persona! Enemy defeated! I couldn't analyze
All right,
it in
good
time.
job.
surprise them.
Persona!
One enemy left. One more. Akihiko, just one enemy left.
Understood. Firing! Limiters released! I must...
Three enemies. You've surprised them. The enemy.
Hold on. This thing didn't like reflect electricity, did it? Ah, it drains it.
Three enemies left.
Understood.
You know, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Persona!
Limiters released! My will is the source of my power. All right, sister. Let's get him!
Ooh. There we go. Spellmaster. Let's get rid of Hamaun because we're never going to use it. Yes, give me whatever you're going to give me. Drop near. I think that's a lance, so it's actually probably not too useful. Oops, no. I don't want to see equipment for me. I want to see... Oh no, do I want to see equipment? Oh, never mind. Drop near increases healing by a large amount. That is, I gotta say, pretty worthless for something we're getting at this stage of the game where everybody's healing skills are like bare minimum gonna heal one person to full health, like regardless of what their health is at.
Four enemies.
Understood.
But at least we finished Odin, so now we can kind of use whichever persona we want. So now I just need to look at this and decide who I want to use. Bishamon 10 is very good, but I'm gonna go with Lakshmi because she covers the most elements that I can't guarantee will be covered by someone on my team. Wait, I thought he was weak to wind. Am I thinking of a different thing? I'm thinking of the castle thing. I forget what this guy is weak to. I hope I've analyzed him at some point. I hope Metis will reveal to me what the weakness is.
Go for it!
Never mind, she's gonna do her own thing.
Enemies to go.
I'm still thinking.
Okay, physical attacks are no good.
It doesn't seem like strikes will work.
Got it. Nothing works. Good to know.
I need your help!
homunculi do I have left? I feel like actually I probably still have a lot left because I've died a whole bunch of times. And when we saved, we had them all. There we go. Still hard to argue with experience.
My skills have increased.
Da-da-da-da! Junpei is leveled up!
My skills have improved.
Let's see if we can go this way before we commit to... Okay, we do have to go this way. At least I think we do. Well, there's the stairs.
An attack! There are 3 of them! It's weak. There are
Fire,
3
and
enemies
this is
left.
the one that's weak to wind.
Persona! That's the way. One more.
I did put Aegis, or not Aegis, Metis in Orgia mode.
You won't escape.
There we go.
It's still alive.
Not long. So I actually thought we were already done with the dungeons, but this is for sure the last one. And then after that, there are a couple of like sequences, like not really dungeons, just like kind of mini boss fights, and then the last boss fight. I think they all happen one right after the other. So what I'd like to do, if I can, we're running up short on time here, but I'd like to try and clear at least one boss of this dungeon. And then I think if I can do that, then I'll be in a good position to finish this when we come back next week. So then we would be starting Golden in... We would either be starting it... hold on. Before I say the week after next, let me check when Christmas is, because that may affect things. Oh no, actually that does work out. So I would probably be starting it either the week after next or the week after that. So either the week of Christmas or the week after Christmas.
There are 2 enemies.
Unless I am on vacation the week after Christmas, in which case we would start it in the new year. I might be on vacation. I honestly don't know if I will or not. I know I'm going to be taking that time off work, unless... like I'll probably be taking that time off work. I just don't know if I'm gonna like travel or make it like time off of everything, you know? Especially with Omicron being a thing now, like I enjoyed my last vacation, but like COVID is very much still a thing, and if another variant's getting passed around, like A, places are probably going to get closed up anyway, and B, like I don't want to put myself at risk if this variant happens to be like vaccine resistant or something like that. Or, you know, I don't want to put other people at risk either, but like I do, even being vaccinated, I still do everything you're supposed to. So I don't worry too much about that.
There's 1 enemy.
This looks like something we should run from.
Give me a sec.
I mean, we haven't seen this thing like in all of our time doing this, so I feel like it's worth trying to fight it. maybe I'm clowning myself by like thinking that because it's rare, it's going to do better stuff. And by do better stuff, I mean do better stuff for me. So this had no weaknesses, right? Yeah, I think we just like go for the punch. It also just occurred to me that Metis was not in Ordeal mode that whole time. Let's revive her. Okay, you're gonna fully heal yourself every time. Never mind, we're about to all-out attack, which probably won't finish this, but it's probably gonna like nullify the usefulness of Diarahan just now. I think I'll give it until Metis suspends her Ordeal mode, and then if we are like still not doing well, we're just gonna like run. Thing is just gonna keep healing itself.
Still
Honestly,
Here's a chance. Let's get
wait, because it's gonna get up, and now it's not gonna heal itself. So now it's like a bit of a big ask, but if we can get another crit, we can win this. If this thing heals to full again, we will just walk away. Yeah,
I couldn't finish it off.
I think we stick it out. Because we can also do this. I hope this fight turns out to be worth it in some way. Because we are like already over the time I wanted to finish by. So we're probably not going to get to that boss fight tonight. Let's actually not double up because the personas you get for doubling up are always weaker. And we really don't need weak stuff anymore. So let's see if I can at least get to the floor with the boss room on it without too much more trouble. I think we're just going to run from combat when we can. Since I'm already over time tonight, I don't want to fight battles I really don't have to. We may just have to do this one though. Like if it's one I can easily take care of, I'm not opposed to it. Like this isn't so bad.
Firing! Nice shot! The enemy is off balance now. You won't escape.
Okay, I was hoping for 2 crits, but I will take Well, now I'm not so happy with the double crits because Metis is probably going to waste an attack on that one, yeah. It would have been better if my first crit just killed that one straight up. Okay, we still took care of that relatively quickly though. Supreme gloves. Are these better than the, like, crit gloves he has on? They are not. Okay, what are you?
There are 3
These guys could take an amount of time to beat.
I don't think you can get
Oh,
away.
we failed to get away. Oh, that's annoying. So we're gonna have to fight them now.
I need your help!
The enemy's off balance. Attack!
So let me make sure she's on Orgia mode so she will just get up and start swinging. Unless she gets Mudooned again. Which I think I just like kind of spoke into existence there, but what can you do? So normally I would like to revive party members before all out attacking here, but we just want to end this. Ooh, that actually lagged a bit. I don't know that I've seen that happen. Ooh, we got arrow rain. Let's revival bead everybody. We're gonna wait to heal until we, like, you know, get there. I'm hoping we don't have to go too far. I know we got to, I think it was like floor 6 or floor 7 at one point, and that was not a boss floor. So I don't know how much further we would have to go to get there. Okay, I think we need to like enter a fight here just to like get them all off of us. But we're gonna like immediately run.
I don't think you can get away. Yes, you knocked the enemy off balance.
Okay. Honestly, like...
Take this!
Not gonna risk it.
This is so friggin' annoying. I gotta fight.
Come on, Junpei. There you are. Okay. before I go that way... Okay, there's the stairs. I was hoping we would get the drop on them. It's the snakes. Snakes are weak to ice. We can actually deal with this a lot easier now that we're not trying to level up Odin. Perfect.
Now's your chance.
Here's our chance. Let's get him. Get back here, you son of
The enemy is getting strong.
So I think that said goddess bow, which means it's a Yukari weapon, which means I'm not gonna mess with it. So I'd like to find the stairs with like minimal combat on this floor since we're so pressed for time, but that may not be possible.
There are two enemies. Understood. You won't escape.
Okay. Keep it up.
Oh, do I not have the birds analyzed?
I got nothing.
Come on, let's dance.
I must not have the birds analyzed because I thought Akihiko was just going to take care of that. At least that was an easy fight. Let's see, stairs, stairs, stairs. There are the stairs. Hopefully I'm not missing any like rare treasure chests or something. Okay, I think we just have to fight this one. Ooh, it's these things.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
Honestly, very tempted to just walk away from this. I think we will.
Take this.
Because if we lose now, we don't have time to, you know, restart or do anything. So I don't want to be getting into totally fresh combat. If I can help it. At the very least, if I'm going to be doing that, I want it to be,
There are two enemies. Careful.
Okay.
Give me a sec. I'll scan the target.
So we're out of running away items, but I think we can still do this
Let's get this started.
relatively easily.
Metis defeated an enemy. The analysis failed.
Oh yeah,
Couldn't
that
finish it off.
analysis.
You won't escape. That was amazing.
Luxmy got Null Dark. Resist Fire might actually not be a bad pickup, like specifically for Luxmy. I wouldn't want to pass that on to anything. Come on. There is a treasure chest there. I hate that we're already like so over time, but I kind of want it.
There are two enemies. It's
When is Akihiko in order? Not until very late.
two more enemies to go. Understood.
You know what? I'm just gonna go for it. If we try to run and fail, it will take longer than it will if we just wait for Akihiko's turn. As much as I don't want to do it.
It's a tough one.
try for the weapon? Okay. Ooh, the Demon's Mail. I think that's actually really good for Junpei or Akihiko. Let me see how it compares to the final armor. Resist Fizz high. It's good, but I think I should give this to Akihiko because he doesn't have high counter, which Junpei has. So since he is like 100% guaranteed to get hit by physical skills, he should probably have the better resistance to it. There's another treasure chest there. I'm not gonna fight for it though. Okay, so we have to go this way. I would very much appreciate if the shadow would turn around. Okay. At the very least, if this is a bad fight, now we can run away. But it's an easy fight, so we'll do it.
I've been waiting for this. Okay, now!
No, we will not double up.
My skills have improved.
Is this it? It's taking slightly longer to load. There we go. Okay. So, I'm just going to rush through the outro real quick because I am already running a bit behind when I usually like to sign off. Yeah, have a good night, Fridays. That's what I'm going to go do soon too. Because I may or may not have some job interviews coming up. I may have some... I know I have a repair person coming by tomorrow. I got a big day tomorrow. So, hope you had a good day. I will see y'all Monday for some more Pathfinder. And I will talk to you next time.